He was born in Nkrumah, a very small village in the border between Ghana and Ivory Coast. This guy went to local schools, Roman Catholic school, and then from there, he was able to get admission to study to be a teacher at Achimota, which was like the eating of maybe West Africa at that time. Now, Nkrumah went there to train as a teacher. Because what was happening is that if your parents or you come from a wealthy family, you were able to go to secondary school because you pay fees and that sort of thing. And money, as you know, is very difficult to come by. So Nkrumah took the path of being training as a teacher because there you get an allowance. Now, from Achimota College, he met Dr. Agre of Africa, who had such an influence on him. It was unbelievable. And in his autobiography, he narrates a story about the last time he saw Dr. Agre. That he was together with a friend having a chat when Dr. Agre came to see them, to tell them he was traveling to abroad, and when he comes back, there's a lot of things that he was going to share with them and all that. And unfortunately, Dr. Agre left Ghana. He came to England, went to, I think, the US, and he died there so suddenly. Now, from there, we see Nkrumah's ideology, his philosophies developing. That even when he was at Achimota and they were debating, his ideas were so cogent that one of his lecturers told him, it's like you are here to be taught, not to teach. That was a man who was filled with a purpose. He knew right from day one where he was going. Then he left the shores of Ghana. Even getting the money to travel to US was a real challenge. So he had to travel on a boat as a stowaway, because he didn't even have the money to sort of go to buy the fare. So he traveled as a stowaway to Lagos to appeal to a wealthy relative. And he tells the story in his autobiography. When he got disembarked in Lagos, I mean, his attire was so tattered, having to stay in the underground and all that. So he had to rush to a nearby market or a shop to buy some new clothing to change before going to see the uncle. Fortunately, the uncle was able to, the relation was able to give him money for his fare back, and also subsequently for him to travel to this country en route to the US. He had come into contact with one of the great businessmen of Ghana, Pa Grant at that time. So Pa Grant was a very successful merchant. He arranged for somebody to meet Nkrumah here, and also to facilitate his travel to the US. Even before he went to the US, he had to appeal to the one of his tutors to give him a special recommendation before he was accepted in Lincoln College. When he went to Lincoln College, just like Booker T. Washington, who had to struggle before paying his fees, Nkrumah had a similar experience. Nkrumah had no money, no means of support anyway, but he was able to talk his way to the dean that he was given an opportunity to study and also work during holidays so that he could pay his fees. And through hard work, he was able to complete his studies. Then from there, Nkrumah was somebody who, to be honest with you, where he got to is not by chance or not by privilege. He really learned the ropes. When he was in the US, he worked with the Presbyterian Mission for a short while. And one of the assignments that he was given was to visit over 500 homes of African Americans. It's no joke. So everything that he was doing is from practical experience. It's not something that he read in a book or whatever. To look at their socio-economic conditions, over 500 individual homes. That is the type of man we are talking about. There he met C.R. James. And it is on record that when he was leaving to London, C.R. James decided to introduce him to George Padmore. And what is reported to have written to George Padmore, introducing blah, 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 blah to you. He's not very bright, but he has an aim of driving the Europeans out of Africa. That is what he is reported to have told his colleague George Padmore. Now, he comes to London and then he meets George Padmore. And this was a really defining moment of Nkrumah's life, because he recognizes George Padmore as his mentor. Between George Padmore and C.R. James, I believe, holds the key to Nkrumah's success. Of course, Marcus Garvey, as we all know, was said in shoulders above all of them. And Nkrumah tells us that of all the literature that he read, and the guy is amazing. You just have to read his books. He read Marx, Engels, a whole lot of philosophy work. But he said of all this work that he's read, the one that fired his enthusiasm than any other book is the Philosophies and Opinions of Marcus Garvey. That tells you the extent of the honor. And he knows very sadly that by the time he got to the US, Garvey was not there. And unfortunately, he died before he could have an